So as you can tell by the title of this video, I quit my job. So basically what that means is I'll have a lot more time to be putting into YouTube now. I guess that'll kind of be doing YouTube full time, I guess. But basically what that means is I'll be taking on my own jobs and just being able to film them and then do that as YouTube content. So I guess without kind of going into too many details, you know, my job, things just weren't working out anymore, so I just had to call it there. But anyways, I got a fence project here today that I'm doing. Building a 60-foot fence. So not too big, but a nice little starter project, I guess, to get going on my own. I got lots of work lined up, by the way, so I'll be bringing you guys along and get started on building my own business here. And yeah, it should be fun, it should be exciting. So stay tuned, lots of good content. But first, we'll get started with this fence. Alright, so what I got going on here is I ran a string line. Property line's right here, but I think I'm just gonna go right to the neighbor's fence because there's no sense in trying to put another post right there and then have the fences all offset and goofy. So this was roughly 6 inches to the center of post from the property line, so I did the same thing over there. So we'll have a nice straight line. And now what I'm gonna do is just hook my tape on here, center a post, and then at the 8-foot mark, put a stake there. That'll be center of a post. Try and keep connected on the same mark here. Grab a bunch of these real quick. Then we'll go to a 16-foot mark. Center post. 24-foot mark. Yeah, I need 32 next. So I guess I'll just hook on to this one. Now this post will be perfect for where the gate is gonna go. Go 10 feet from here. We'll go, say, 10-foot 6, just so we're sure we have enough room for the gate. Grab the rest of these. And then just keep going 8 feet from here. Last post will be right on the property line there. Okay, let's start digging these. Alright, so the tool I have for the job is this hand-driven post hole logger. This thing's probably 100 years old, judging by the fact that it has square head bolts. get to it. But for now, we'll just hope we don't. Sawzall to cut through these. Alright, quick little update. The roots actually aren't that bad. I've only really had to cut a few, which is surprising with how close these trees are. But the majority of the smaller roots, the auger just chews right through them, so it's really no big deal. But I got 4 holes dug. I just kind of stopped at the gate there. I'll go take a break and grab my gloves, because that kind of gives you blisters using that a lot. So anyways, coming along good, better than I thought it would. All right, well, it got dark on me here, but I finally finished all the holes. I drilled this one, but the property line is right there. So I'll just have to ask the client whether they want to trim this bush and drill a hole there and put a post there. In my opinion, it would be a lot of work for nothing. But also I could use this post and then cantilever over like a 2-foot panel off of this post. That would be an option as well. But anyways, that was a lot of work. I'm sweating after that. There actually was, you know, a fair amount of roots. On this side wasn't bad, but then kind of when I started getting over here, that took a little while. A lot of sawzall work. There were some big ones. But anyways, we'll get a start tomorrow on getting these posts. We'll run a string line from the neighbor's fence over to that mark, and then we'll get all these posts plumbed and tamped in, and then it'll be easy going from there. Just hangers and 2x4 cross pieces and fence staves, I guess. So we'll be back here tomorrow. Alright, so back here today, got the Prairie Dunker with me. He's my new employee. And we're just finally setting these posts here. I got all the holes drilled last night. Okay, come over here. Now I want to take the time to make sure that these are right on 8 feet, just so we don't have any issues with sizing. Right on. Did I move it the wrong way? Right on. Okay, perfect. Now I'll try the other way. Just put a couple shovel holes in. Just give it a little bit of a pre-tamp, just to make sure it gets nice and tight at the bottom. These holes are about, you know, 2.5 feet deep, so it's a ways down. You want to make sure it gets compacted at the bottom. Not too tight on the string. This is fairly nice clay here, so it packs really nice. There, that's pretty solid for a post without any concrete. There, only 3 more to go. Alright, well, we got all these posts put in, so next step will be putting the hangers on, which I have somewhere over there. It doesn't matter right now, but we'll come back after supper and throw the hangers on, and then it'll be ready for fence boards. Alright, so the next step here is putting the hangers on, and this basically just involves centering the hanger roughly on the post. And this one's just going to the neighbor's post. That one actually didn't really get centered at all. That's closer. It's kind of hard because the screw tends to pull into the cracks. So yeah, just laid them out and then just roughly line them up and go along and screw them all on. And then we can cut the 2x4s to go into here. Alright, so we're just working on putting the 2x4s in now. I left the Prairie Dunker alone to do this himself. He's doing a pretty nice job, so that's nice. But I guess I'll grab some tools and get going on these on this side. Alright, so back here the next morning, I got the string line put up at the top where the top of the fence boards are gonna go, and then I'll just line everything up with that. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is get a center mark, because I think it'll look best if we center these boards and then trim both end ones. So we got 92 3/8. And just to do the easy math, 92 3/8 is about 46 1/8. So we'll go 46 1/8, or 3/16 roughly. And then bottom measurement should be roughly the same. (92 3/16), so it's a 1/16 off, which isn't terrible. So we'll go 46 1/8 again. Okay, now we'll just start putting boards on either side of those marks. Okay, so I got my first board there on the lines. Now these screws are pretty terrible. I'm not sure why, so this might be a little embarrassing. Some trees here. They don't really stay on the end of the drill very well. Now I'm putting the boards right tight because they will shrink a little bit, and then there'll be a little bit of a reveal. Not that you will really want any reveal with a privacy fence, but that's just kind of the way it works. Yeah, those are terrible screws. Okay, I'll keep going here. Alright, so now that I got pretty much all the planks on except for the little ones that I have to rip, I'm gonna start working on the gates. So basically each panel, there's gonna be two panels to these gates. They're gonna be 6 feet each because the opening is 12 feet. So I'll cut those. Now these are spaced 4 and 3/8, 4 feet 3/8 apart. So 7 inches. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm doing here, but so we'll need 48 minus 7, so 41 and 3/8. And we'll need 4 of those. And then basically what these will do is go in here like this to form the gate. So I'll get the rest of those cut up and then start building the gate frames. Alright, so now that I got all my pieces assembled here, or cut out I mean, I'm gonna start assembling them. So I just have these 5-inch GRKs, just because I had trouble getting a hold of a gate frame kit, so this will work just as good. I'll just cut a brace and put it in. And then I'll just kind of roughly square these. Not that it really matters, but just good practice to build stuff square. I remember in a past video somebody asked me why I back it out. I don't know if I actually got to answering that comment or not, but the reason for that is when the threads go in, they tend to, like say I have this tight, when it starts to punch into that board, it tends to push it away and then start a thread back. But when I back it out, push it back together, since it's already started threading in there, then once I start driving it back in, it sucks it tight. That's the reason I do that, in case anybody was wondering. See there, it just pushed it away. And I pull it back and it goes tight. And it stays tight that time. So yeah, that's the reason for that. Now I will take some measurements and cut some cross braces. Alright, well my GoPro died last night when we were putting these gates on here, but we got them on, so next step will just be finishing it off and putting some of the hardware on, finding a spot for the wheels. Just have to shave down the ground a little bit here. It's a bit high in this area, but other than that, it's looking good. All right, well, that's pretty much it for now for the fence. There's a few other details that I have to do, but just little minor things. So when that's all done, then the project will officially be done. But as for now, this will be the end of the video. Simple enough. yeah, so lots of cool projects coming. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Stay healthy, everyone.